Good morning, friends. Well, good afternoon, rather. But welcome to 24 Hours Sprints for August. We will have friends throughout the day. The schedule is posted to my community tab along with the playlist if you want to follow along that way. So, follow however you want. We have new friends and old friends today, and then we do have a guest who is coming a little bit later, at least on my channel. I don't know if she's coming to other 24 Hours Sprints today or not. We're doing. So let me know in the comments what your plan is for the day. My plan is to read. That's my plan for today. I have my coffee. And my plan is to read. I have 4 books that we're going to be on over this weekend because it's also Jan's weekend Patreon readathon this weekend. So I'll just let you know what the books are so y'all can help me stay accountable to that. Wow, we have 20 people on here already. That is amazing. So the 4 books that I have Icebreaker, which is a reread. However, it has to be vlogged. I have Keep Your Friends Close, which is an arc from August. It was the August arc, like backlist arc pick for my TBR game. It's not really long, and I've already started it, so I'm going to finish it. And then I have Part of Your World by Abby Jimenez, which is part of a vlog as well, and I need to finish that. And then I have Love Unwritten by Lauren Asher, which has been sitting at 50% since June. So those are the 4 books that I will be working on. Let me know in the comments which you will be working on. If you're new here, welcome. And if you've never been to 24 Hour Sprints before, also welcome. And I'll explain how this works. So for the next 24 hours from now until 2 p.m. Central Standard Time tomorrow, or 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time tomorrow, we will be jumping from one channel to the next. We have a bunch of friends. And we have Katie. Hi, Katie.
Hello. Hi.
I feel like I haven't seen you in forever.
I know. I don't know how that happened, but I'm so excited to spend some time with you.
Yay. Okay, so we have a Katie. Katie is special guesting today for 24 Hours Sprints. We love Katie on this channel. What are you doing today, Katie, or reading?
I'm surviving, but reading, it's hilarious because so I have to try and power through A Kiss of Iron. Now, here's the thing. It's actually really good. There's nothing wrong with the book whatsoever. I'm just juggling so many books, but ironically, I have to finish it tomorrow, like by tomorrow, because my in real life book club is meeting tomorrow to talk about it, and I'm maybe like 30% in.
I believe in you. You're such a fast reader, though, too, that I believe in you. I think you can do it.
I also have the audio, so I'm like reading it with my ears and my eyes so I can speed it up even faster. But like it is so good. Now that I'm in the thick of it, like I'm having the best time and I've canceled all other plans. So that's what I'm going to do is I'm going to read. So I got it. What better way to do that than 24-hour sprints?
Right. I mean, honestly, somehow 24 Hour Sprints always falls over the layer weekend readathon. I don't know how I managed to do this every single time, which is Jan Agaton's Patreon exclusive readathon. I don't know how I do this every single time, but this weekend is cozy themed.
Oh, okay.
And it's just like whatever is cozy to us. So I was like, cool, let me read these books that are just sitting in my need to be read. That's what I'm doing. Okay, because Love Unwritten, let me tell you something about Love Unwritten. I got 50% when we all did sprints together, and I've read none of it since we all did sprints together.
That's okay. That's all right.
But that's because we were doing Amazing Readathon, and it didn't actually fit anything for Amazing Readathon. So I was like, well, it did. It fit like bonus prompts, but I wasn't where I could do like sightseeing. So I was like, it's fine. It'll just sit here until I'm ready for it, you know?
But yeah. This is how nervous I am for doing 2 readathons in September. I'm like, please, Lord, let all the books I need to read fit all the prompts for everything so I don't get back behind. But hey, whatever.
You're better than me. I do not think I could do 2 in a month.
Listen.
Well, I tried this month. And I got a kidney infection. So like clearly, and I was
You
only
did your best.
hosting one. I was only hosting PICKPONGATHON, but I was trying to participate in Battleathon, and I let them down because I didn't read for like a whole week, so it's fine.
Listen, obviously you do your best. Life comes first. But when the besties ask me, who am I to say no? Of course, I'm going to do my best to do everything I can. That's just who I am.
Hello, Christina. All right, we're going to go through. I'm going to change this color, though. And then we're going to go through and we're going to read some comments because I do have to go get Ari off the bus today. It was her first day of school.
Oh, I saw. How exciting.
Listen, she did fine. I mean, she looked nervous, but she did fine. It was me, okay? It was me who cried on the way home. So,
but that's okay, because like that's the thing is like we cry because we're like so excited for them, and it's like crazy how fast time goes by, you know?
Yeah. And I mean, I cried. Like I waited till she was on the bus before I cried, so I was like, at least she didn't see me. Like she was on the bus and the bus was like gone. But it was like embarrassing because there was like another mom standing there. So I like turned around and just started walking away because I was like, I don't want to talk to this lady. She's gonna try to talk to me, and then I'm gonna like be blubbering like a child.
Well, first of all,
is she in kindergarten? And I'm gonna be like, no, she's in second grade. So
feelings are not embarrassing. Like having emotions is not embarrassing. So I get it that you don't know this person, but you
I don't know
your daughter.
Yeah, but she's fine. She probably went to school and didn't even think anything about it. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, they're always excited. For the most part, that's how you want them to be. You don't want them to be the emotional ones because that's hard to like get them excited, you know? So
yeah. Hydrate and like the like button and like the hug button. Thank you, Christina. Hello, Glenda. I do see you all saying hello to each other, but I'm not going to read them all because we have 30 people in here. I don't know how that even happened. It went from like 5 to 30 real quick.
People love you.
Happy 24-hour sprints. Hello, Jessica. Hello, Courtney. Hello, Kendra Ray. 50% in my reading, finally interested. What are you reading? Let us know. Hello, Sarah. Hello, Lily. There's Aoife. We'll see her face later. So much doing, so much trade. Hold me accountable. Aoife? Read, ma'am. Listen, if I have a TBR of 4 books I need to read this weekend, you can also read. And I only have audio for, well, technically I have audio for 2, but I'm trying not to do audio for Icebreaker this time because I'm actually like vlogging that and annotating. So I'm trying to actually like read it before Brittany, because Brittany and I are doing like a pajama party vlog thing for Daydream.
That's so sweet.
I'm trying to reread the first 2 books, not with audio, because that's how I read them the first time. So I'm trying. But I do have audio for Part of Your World, and I'll do that with audio that time. Hello, Chris. I'm doing well today. Thank you. I'm reading several books today. For now, I'll be reading The Villa by Rachel Hawkins. I hope you love this book. I've read the Reckless Girls book by her, and I read The Wife Upstairs? Is that what it's called?
Mm-hmm.
I read that one. I did not read this one. I was supposed to read this one for my Reading Like Jan vlog, which I might do another one of those if people actually liked the Reading Like Jan vlog. But this was supposed to be in that vlog, and I just didn't have time to read it, so it's fine. Hello, Judith. Hello, everyone. I see everyone saying hello to each other. It's so wonderful. I'm well. How are you, Courtney?
I'm feeling good. Can't complain. But you know, the day's still early. No, I'm kidding.
True that. I'm going to be reading Hideaway by Dean Koontz, and then in 4 hours we'll be on Meredith's channel for trivia. Oh, that reminds me, I have to send her baby pictures.
I saw that was happening, and I was like, yeah, I got to figure out how I'm going to be there, because, yeah.
I'm going to be in the comments, but, like, originally it interfered with PICKPONGATHON sprints, and then she had to move it, so then it interfered with 24-hour. So I was like, I'll just send you the stuff that you need, and then I'll be, like, in the comments. And she was like, okay.
Yeah, so it's going to be fun.
2 hours for reading, and then picking kids up from school and visiting my mother-in-law. Wonderful. Okay, my computer's being weird. Hello, Brett. We'll be starting The Spy in 3B by Nana Malone. Wonderful. Also, if I don't get through all these comments before I have to leave in 5 minutes, I'll read the rest of them when we come back. I'm just back from our holiday at theme park. I'm not going to try to say that. So I'll unpack and do some laundry and relax. Wonderful. Theme parks are so fun. Hi to Katie. Currently reading The Night She Disappeared by Lisa Jewell. Hello, Vanessa. Hello to Katie. I want to try her books. I have heard great things. I read None of This Is True by Lisa Jewell. And I'll tell you that I gave it 5 stars. That's all I'm going to tell you. And the rest you have to watch in the vlog. It's coming soon. It also has Part of Your World in that vlog. And Love in Other Words. And I better like both of these books because I had to buy them in order to read them for this vlog. Because the Libby Hold was 1,200 years long. Like 12,000 weeks. So.
Love in Other Words is like so special to me. I hope you love it.
Hello, Courtney. I hope I love it too. Because if not, I'll be really upset.
That's okay. I mean, the issue is I feel like sometimes too, like books, you like them more if you read them at a certain time or age in your life. And so the issue is you might have missed it, but we'll see. We'll see.
Lily's son will be starting 8th grade next week.
Oh,
I cannot even. No, thank you. Hello, Olivia. Hello to Katie. Son starts full-time preschool next week, and I'm not ready, even though we've been doing part-time daycare for over a year. Preschool is attached to school. He will go until 6th grade. Yes, Ari is in the school that theoretically she will also go to until 5th grade, and then 6th grade is at the middle school.
It's nice when you can do preschools like that, though, because it helps them like make friends and like, you know, people that they'll be with for a while. So I love it when it's like that.
Yeah. Oh my God, why are they jumping? Stop. I'm reading Orbital, enjoying it so far. It's short, so I should finish if I actually stop procrastinating. You can do it, Chris. Is this a depression book? I feel like it's a depression book, but also you can do it. I'm reading Big Summer, the mystery Mark just started. Otherwise, I was not liking it. I'm glad that you are liking it now. We are doing well, Jessica. Thank you for asking. Hello, Anna Maria. I'm hoping to finish In Deeper Waters by F.T. Lukens. Wonderful. Katie's gonna hate me, but Every Summer After is better than Love in Other Words.
I mean, first of all, I would never hate you, but I strongly disagree.
She loves you, but also thinks that you're wrong.
I think both can be true. So, like, both statements can be true. We can agree to disagree.
Reading Nevermore for a book club and listening to Aaron. Both wonderful choices. Even though I've not read Nevermore yet, I need to. I own it. I have the first book as an audiobook, and I've not read it. It
looks so good.
For like 2 years. And people were like, you should read this book. You like wizardy, magical things. And I'm like, cool. And then I've not picked it up, so it's fine. I'll get to it eventually. I will read it. I'm in Hello, Jen, in South Carolina. Stay with my mom. We're hanging out at our Airbnb until dinner time. Probably going to read Kingdom of Ash for a bit. Whew. I'm starting Queen of, what is it called? Queen of Shadows. Mm-hmm. I'm starting Queen of Shadows on Monday.
I saw that and I was like, wow, Rainy's doing all these buddy reads, right? But crazy.
Yeah, Rainy's doing so many buddy reads because Rainy and I are also buddy reading Gothicana starting on September 1st. We were supposed to read it this month, but I got sick, so
I did read it this month. I did. Woo!
You read what? Gothicana?
I did.
What did you think? Was it okay?
I actually enjoyed it.
Okay, great. I mean, I read like the first, I think, 3 or 4 chapters, and like I was enjoying it for like what it was. You know what I mean?
Like, I like the atmosphere a lot. And like in terms of like characters who are messy, I like that. And then the issues I had is there were like certain like grammatical errors. And then like one of my chapters was missing a whole page. But that's an Amazon issue, not necessarily, you know, Runix's fault.
And I'm wondering because I got mine from Walmart. That's where I got my copy from. It was bought from Walmart. So I'm wondering, because I did notice some grammatical stuff in it that was a little weird, but I was like, it is what it is, I guess. Like, it's fine. Okay. I'm gonna put us into a sprint so I can go get Ari from the bus. Listening to the City of Heavenly Fire and working on the blanket today. Wonderful. All right, so I'm going. That's honestly the end of the comments, anyways. So I'm going to star Christina's comment, and I'm going to put us into a sprint. I think we're gonna go ahead and do an hour long until we can't do hour long, since we're here for 4 hours. So that's all I have. Okay, so by the time I get back, I'll have a small child. So we'll see everybody in 1 hour. Hello, friends. Welcome back. We gained a Margaret.
Hello.
Hey, Margaret, how are you today? Why are our
Dropping
teeth?
off the back of my chair, apparently. What the Hold on. I'll fix that in a minute. I'm good. How are you?
I'm great. I'm trying to figure out why our little thingies are not on. The little banners.
You might be too small. If you get it to it, there's a certain size where it stops having them on there.
Yeah, it could be. Okay, well, it's fine. I'll fuck with it later.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
It's fine. At this point, everybody knows who we are, and if you don't, you can ask, and we'll tell you who we are. So,
I'm gonna start having people introduce other people. I think that would be really funny. Puts you in a spot if it's not all friends, but when it's like everybody knows everybody.
Yeah, I think it would be fun to do it that way.
That would be funny.
So Ari came home from her first day of school. We got this little packet of crap. I already read it all, but she had a great first day. Yes.
Did she?
No, you did not keep it. Go put it away. Maybe I'll let you use it, but go put it away. Thank you. Thank you so much. Love you so much. Yeah, she did fine at school today. She did great. And they sent home like a little, I'm not going to show it to you because it's like got personal information on it, but they sent home like a thing that she fills out with like her name and like favorite whatevers. It's just like a get to know me thing. So we'll do that on Sunday. I don't feel like doing it right now.
Well, that'll be fun.
And she has to read 20 minutes a night. So
whose idea was it to do the first day of school on a Friday?
So our school district has to start on or before the 23rd of August. Mm-hmm. That's like a thing in our school district in order to get the kids out of school on time. And this year they really drug their feet on when school was starting. And so they started them on the 23rd. And they got out an hour early today too.
Rude.
Yeah, but a big thing with this year is that they had to find a new principal for the middle school because he tragically passed away over the summer in a drowning accident.
Oh no.
So I think that school probably would have started earlier. But they were swimming in Lake Michigan, and if the current catches you in Lake Michigan, no matter how good of a swimmer you are, you're
that's a riptide gets you, you're in trouble.
And luckily they were able to like recover him, so he was buried and everything like that.
Yeah,
because Ryan was helped with the funeral. But yeah, so because of that, school started late. Also, they're implementing a new thing where they are doing co-teachers this year, at least at the elementary school. So
that interesting.
Yeah, so for part of the day, Ari has 2 teachers instead of just one.
Oh, nice.
But she has like her main teacher and then the co-teacher. So I think everything will go great and swimmingly, and I didn't have to mess with the bus depot this year, thank God, because when we transferred her in March, they put her last name incorrect. So they put my stepdad's last name instead of her actual last name, which is also not my last name. It's her biological dad's last name. Mm-hmm. But they did that, and I was like, why did you do that? And what they did was they basically combined our households because we live in the same house. And so and here's how I figured it out, because I took in all of her paperwork, her birth certificate and everything like that. And I get a call from the school saying, hey, according to her birth certificate, her last name is this, but according to her school paperwork, her last name is this. We have to put her legally in as what's on her birth certificate. And I said, no, what's on her birth certificate is in fact her name. Like, that's her name. She knows her name. She knows how to spell her name. Like, that's her name. And then but then they kept telling me that she wasn't enrolled for the bus. And I was like, she should be enrolled for the bus. I signed her up. But because they had her with the wrong last name, they didn't, when I asked them with her actual last name, she wasn't coming up. And when I got that call from the school, I called the bus depot and I said, hey, is it possible that my first grader is under this name? And they were like, yep, found her. And I was like, okay, it should be changed at the school within the next like 24 hours. I said, and I need her to ride the bus home. And they were like, I understand, whatever. But she came home on the bus just fine today.
Can I say hi and show her this?
Sure. It's Katie and Margaret.
Hello, Katie.
Hi.
You know what I got in school today? At the end of the
What'd
day?
you get?
Go ahead.
What'd you get?
Cactus pin.
What?
Look, it had a white thing on it, but I took it off.
So cool.
Nice. That's a cool pen.
This one has this, and we can take it off. Look.
Oh yeah.
So cute.
Very nice.
See, we can take it
cool.
off.
Yep, because cactuses don't have flowers all the time.
Yeah.
Did-
So if I don't want the cactus to have a flower, I take it off.
Off it goes.
If I want it.
Did you finish the
but-
basket?
What?
Did you finish the basket? Braden needs it.
Why?
Because he's going to rotate the laundry for me, and I'm going to go get him a
Oh.
bag of Talkies, apparently.
Can you get me one small pack of gum?
We'll see.
Because I really love gum.
Do you want a piece? I mean, I have some gum, but it's mint flavored. You want bubble gum?
Yeah, bubble gum.
okay.
Because that's the yummy kind.
Okay, I'll
Get
get you
a
some.
pack of it,
Okay,
but not too big.
Okay, I'll get you some bubble gum. Can you go finish the basket for me, please? Thank you so much.
Love y'all. Love you.
Love you too.
Let me do this to my mother real quick.
Thank you.
Because she's kind of full, but not.
I'm basically
I'm
what?
trying to look at your mother.
It's fine, dude.
Does
it's
it
just
hurt?
no, it doesn't hurt. It's just a skin tag. It's fine. You
Are
just
you
don't. You just
Can we pop it off?
no. You can't pop it off. It's fine.
No.
Because I
You
don't
leave
want
us alone, man.
The only reason you can see it is because I shave my head.
Yeah, I don't. When you
Once my
have
hair grows
those-
back, you won't see it.
No, I mean, like,
It's fine. It doesn't
every
hurt.
time I see these, I'm annoyed because I don't like when those are on you, and
Well,
because
it's fine.
I don't think I have any on me.
It's fine. It's just a mold.
Not yet.
It doesn't hurt. It's just there.
It's just a,
I mean, the only
it's
time
just a part of being human.
the only time it hurt was when Braden accidentally hit it with the clippers, but then he realized what it was and he went around it, so it's fine.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Why does it look like it was bleeding?
It wasn't bleeding. It's fine. Bye. Can you go do the basket for me? Thank you so much. Love you. Yes?
Oh yeah. Can I go visit her?
You
I'm
want to
gonna
visit
give-
Margaret?
Yeah.
Sure. I'll see what I
Margaret.
can do.
I'm gonna see if it's okay with Margaret. real
Okay,
quick.
go ahead.
Margaret,
Yeah.
is it okay if I come to visit you?
Of course.
Because I want to give this to you.
Margaret lives in Florida.
Oh, that's so cute.
LOL, Dolly.
Baby LOL. Okay,
Nice.
go do the basket for me, please.
Okay, Mom.
Thank you. Love you so much.
See you probably in a couple days and weeks.
Well, we're gonna be on here for 24 hours, so you'll probably see.
Yeah,
me.
you'll see me again in probably a couple hours.
What next 24 hours? How am I going to see her in the next 24 hours?
Because it's 24-hour sprints this weekend.
No, I mean, I'm going to go visit her.
Oh yeah, well, that's not
So
happening.
we'll have to figure that out. I'm real far away.
Go ahead. She lives in Florida.
Yeah, we might have to.
Live-
That's something we might have to plan for like next year.
Going to Florida again.
Yes, but we have to plan it. Okay, go do the basket, please. Thank you so much. Katie, how did you do?
Good. I have like 4 hours left in my audio, so but it says I'm only 38% in, and I'm like, okay.
How
You
long
can-
is the book in total?
I think it's like 600 pages. I'm not sure.
Someone is lying to you.
Well, I am listening to the audio at 3 times speed. So there's that. But yeah, according to the ebook, like when I pull up the ebook, it says it's 600 pages. I don't know how.
About the
There.
what?
Which book is it?
A Kiss of Iron by
Oh.
Claire Sager.
Yeah, that makes sense that it would be like
Just didn't
400 or
see it.
500. Now, because Kindle pages aren't always. Sometimes Kindle pages are weird
Yes.
compared to what the actual page count is. So that might be a little bit of that. You're listening on 3 times speed. Who knows at this point?
Lots of things. I'm checking Goodreads, although they're also not known for.
Yeah.
So yeah, it says Goodreads. Oh, that's Kindle though. Hold on. Where's the actual book?
Many
Yeah,
important
so
thing to focus on is 4 hours.
Paper book, it says it's 608 pages.
Yeah.
So
it's probably like
Maybe-
a 15-hour audiobook.
yeah, it was something like that, 15, 18, somewhere in there. So I was
Yeah.
like, but we're doing all right.
I mean,
That makes sense math-wise.
it looks like it's Ari's. These are all the ones that say Diamond Art Club on them are the ones that come with my diamond paintings.
Say art club?
Yeah, these
Okay,
are the.
I didn't even look.
There's like, you see it on there.
Okay.
All the ones that say that they're the ones that come with my
I've
diamond
got
paintings.
ones like that are, but mine are electronic.
Just be careful with these because they're freaking sharp. They will gouge your skin. We're talking about my diamond painting tweezers.
Oh,
Katie probably knows what I'm talking about because she's gotten
I
the square
do.
with the square ones. They send you a pair of tweezers, but they're super like, and they put this one. I've lost the little plastic sheath that goes over it, but they're sharp, so they put like a sheath over it because they are sharp.
yeah.
They're
If you
a
sell,
weapon.
won't be fun.
They will mess you up. Margaret, did you say what you were reading?
I am not reading. I'm finishing editing a video. And might have just put in a whole bunch of work that is unnecessary, but so far it has not come back as it is unnecessary just yet. So,
I mean, that's fair.
from what I'm hearing, I'm not expecting to hear anything honestly at this point until tomorrow. So,
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm expecting as well. But I have plans if it goes the way I think that it might go. That I hope it will.
yeah,
Uh,
it's not for sure yet from the grapevine, but it is.
of August.
They're discussing things right now. That's
Yeah.
all I can tell you.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah.
Post here. I guess I could say what I read. I read a few chapters of this. Keep Your Friends Close. It's thrilling. It's fine. It's a thriller, y'all. Okay. It's very like, I don't know. This author writes. It reminds me of like This author reminds me of like Frida McFadden. Like it's very like popcorn thriller. Like,
Mhm.
like I want to know what's going on, but like it's not a super long book. I've got I think like 3 hours left or something. It was only like a 4-hour book, and I read some of it last night. So it's like fine. It's not going to be 5 stars. I can promise you that. It'll probably be like between like 3 and 4, somewhere in there. It'll really depend on how the end goes, but like essentially she unalives her ex-boyfriend and then her friend helps her cover it up, and it's like them trying like she's like keeping her best friend like as close to her as she can so that her best friend doesn't have a reason to like spill the beans, you know what I'm saying? So it's fine. It's not the best thing I've ever read, but there's like definitely some typos in this. It is an arc, so I usually let that go because I
don't pay attention to those.
Because I am reading the ARC copy, and I checked because this book is already out and it is on Kindle Unlimited. And honestly, Kindle Unlimited thrillers usually have typos in them anyway. So I'm just like, it is what it is. But yeah, it's fine. Nothing to write home about. But hello, Courtney.
Hello.
Start cooking. Hello, Jean. Still working. We got you on the TV.
Love that.
Listen,
you're better than I was, Jean, when I would be working, and because I would have my phone right there so I could pause and comment in the middle of my workday.
Right. Olivia is overcoming a reading slump thanks to audiobooks. That's how I get through reading slumps. Actually, sometimes though, audiobooks put me into like an eyeball reading slump, like where like I'll listen to so many audiobooks in a month that I like forget how to read with my eyes. It's fine. So then usually what I have to do is I have to immersion read a book, and then I'm okay after that.
I feel so spoiled with audiobooks this year. Like if there's no audiobook, I'm almost like, maybe you're going to the end of the pile.
I miss
you. For me, it depends on if it's for a project or not.
Yeah.
If it's for a project, I want an audiobook.
I get to the point where I sometimes like I miss reading things physically, especially if it's something that I'm like, I want to annotate this. But you don't know those books until you've gotten halfway through them.
Yeah, that's why Icebreaker for the Maple Hills, because I'm doing a Maple Hills reread before Brittany and I read Daydream together, because I'm gonna vlog it. It's gonna be one giant vlog. It's probably gonna be like an hour long. I'm so sorry in advance. But I listened to Icebreaker and Wildfire originally just as audios because I wanted to consume them as quickly as possible, right? And I loved them.
Yeah.
But now I'm like, okay, but you have to read them with your eyes. So because the whole point of me doing a reread is so I can annotate my physical copies. But I don't want to annotate my special edition copies that are coming from probably Smut. So I'm annotating my like regular copies, and then I have Daydream that's coming in the regular copy, and I'm going to annotate all my regular copies. But I have to actually read the books with my eyes so that I can annotate on my Kindle so I know what the hell I'm trying to annotate. Because annotating while listening to an audiobook is not the vibe. That is not, I don't do that well. I guess I could immersion read it, but the problem is that when I immersion read, I don't pause the audiobook to annotate.
Yeah.
So
Running
like,
that.
I don't think about doing it, and so I just don't annotate. And that's not the point, you know? Happy birthday to Courtney. I am reading Keep Your Friends Close by Joanne Ryan. It's an arc, a thriller arc from NetGalley. It's a backlist arc from God knows when. I have no idea. I'd have to look at my spreadsheet. Katie, what are you reading?
I'm reading A Kiss of Iron by Claire Sager.
I will be reading Jade City by Fonda Lee.
Oh my
That is
God.
the goal.
I need to read that. It's just sitting. It's just been listen. Jade City was gifted to me my first year on BookTube. It was gifted to me for my Clean Time anniversary, I think, which this year I didn't acknowledge. So I just want everyone to know that because I've gotten some questions and they're like, didn't your Clean Time date come and go? Yes, it did. It was on July 12th, but I did not acknowledge it. So
Your Clean Time date is the same day as Annabeth's birthday.
Yeah, it just came in. Like I knew it was the day, and then like last year I did sprints for it, and this year I couldn't be bothered. So like I was in the middle of a slump.
My parents had one year that their anniversary, they didn't realize that it was that day until they were both getting into bed that night. My mom says they both looked at each other and went, "You know today's the 7th, right?"
Well, it's fine.
What happens?
It's fine. I mean, at least they both forgot and not just like one of them sitting there all day being like, wow, I can't believe you forgot. And then they're both just like, well, we both forgot. It's fine.
Somebody would have said something, to be honest. But they both, yeah. I assume it was when we were very small and they were very tired.
Yeah, but I need to read Jade's. Here's the thing. I read like 90 pages of it when I got it, but I'm not a summer fantasy girly. Like I don't really read fantasy in the summer.
Interesting, because this is a summer fantasy,
which I know, but fantasy, the genre in my brain is fall. Even if it doesn't take place in the fall, like that's where my brain sits. You know what I mean? Like because it's like cozy vibe. But there's like what's supposed to be a spicy scene, and it's not very good. I'm gonna be honest.
It's so bad.
And it's like 90 pages in, and they're having just a regular conversation about war. And I remember I read it, and I went back and reread it because I was like, aren't they supposed to be like doing the thing? Like, are they supposed to be getting down? I'm like, who is the whole? And like, there was description of what was happening.
I know.
But they were.
I put the book down because of that scene. I had to walk away from it for a little bit because I was like, this is just. Like, I'm not usually going to be like, whether this is good, this is bad, because I'm not the person to judge that. I don't.
It was bad.
I don't have that knowledge, but I was like, this is just bad writing.
Which is fine. Like, if I understand that the point of this book is not for there to be a ton of spice in it. I actually wasn't expecting really to have any.
I don't understand why she went with the choices she went with in that scene.
But the way that the spicy scene was written, I was like, did I just read what I think I read? Like they just had a normal conversation, like they were sitting at the breakfast table.
It was the most unserious sex scene that was supposed to be serious that I have ever read.
Right. And like what they were speaking about was serious, but I was just like, I was like, it's fine. We're gonna go to
Sometimes less is more, but also I think this was her very first book, I believe, so I can forgive that.
Yeah.
And it does like the rest of the 99% of the book that I've read so far surrounding that has been very good. This is a good one to immerse and read. I may have made a mistake listening to this on audio, but now that I've kind of gotten into it, I'm fine.
Yeah. Hello, Courtney. Hello, Bree. Hello to Margaret. Maybe if my comments
If it wants to work with you, I know.
work. Jesus Christ. Read 14 pages, watched YouTube, and ate some food in that sprint. Very productive. Hello to
Hey, Glenda.
Margaret. I mean, Maggie, you can always mute us. It's fine.
Yeah,
I hope you just muted us and kept reading, honestly. Hello, Rally.
If there's a bug in your coffee and still want coffee, I can make you another one.
No, there's not a bug. We go. Go to. Hello to Margaret. Christina says, "Hi, Ari. If my comment will work, glad to hear you had a great first day of school." From Christina. Can you say thank you?
Stina?
Christina, yeah.
I said Stina.
Sure, that works too.
No.
Can you say thank you?
Thank you, Stina.
Yeah, rest in peace. Yeah, it was a very sad day in the community. We had to have, I think it happened in July because there was a bunch of like student grief services and stuff. I mean, Ari didn't know who this person was, so like it's fine. But,
yeah,
like my brother knew who he was. I knew who he was, so it's very sad. Hello, Jess. We'll be trying to finish. Everyone is watching. Has anyone read The Three Musketeers? Is it worth the read? I read The Three Musketeers like years ago, and I feel like it probably hasn't aged well.
I mean, it's a classic, so of course. Well, here's the thing: is Alexandre Dumas was ahead of his time in a lot of like ways.
Which that is also true.
And he's also a like very famous for his time Black writer, because he was biracial. There's not a lot of people. So I think Three Musketeers is definitely worth a read in my opinion. Not just for those facts, but it was hilarious to read.
Yeah, it is
like,
funny. I feel like a lot of classics are worth reading simply to understand how books have evolved.
Yeah.
But also just go into every classic expecting there to be problematic stuff in it.
Yeah.
Because
I mean, there definitely probably, I read it when I was like 19. There definitely probably is. I just know that like a lot of the humor is accessible without you having to understand a lot about the time.
That's true.
I'm not sure how accessible the language is outside of that because I don't really remember much about how he wrote, but like it's a fun time in my opinion. It's a little bit like a soap opera.
Yeah.
And they are just be prepared for four guys being absolute fucking idiots.
I mean,
Okay.
Just be prepared.
Always learning conference school starts. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, they did fix it. Like by the second day, like she was on the bus, so it was fine.
Well, yeah, that's a huge issue for like child safety if you have the wrong name down, right?
Right. Yeah.
Like, they had to fix it.
Olivia listened to 3 chapters of Aragon. Wonderful.
Nice.
Yeah, she's funny. She's hilarious. Hello to Brittany. Yeah, I don't know what her issue with skin tags and moles are. Like I have like a giant one like right here on the side of my head, but she can't usually see it because like my hair covers it. And then I shaved my hair off. And now she's like, "Oh, can we peel it off?" And I'm like, "No. Thank you."
No, they're not supposed to come off.
Weirdo.
Unless they are being a problem, they're not supposed to come off.
I have a couple skin tags. I understand why you just rip them off, but you can't do that. Yeah. Hello, Atia. Hello to Jamie. Maybe okay. I feel like it's just slow on my end. It's fine. Maggie did mute us.
Woo!
Yay. I like popcorn thrillers. Honestly, I also like popcorn thrillers. Here's the thing. I saw this in my August TBR and I was like, oh, this was my arc that I was supposed to read in August that I claimed that I didn't read. And then I said in my weekly vlog for this week that, which will go up on Monday, that I decided to read this. So even though it's going to be, I did my TBR video last week. So even though it's going to be in my TBR video that I, in fact, did not finish this book, it will be done by the time that my weekly vlog comes out. And like, I explained that. But like, I read the first, like the prologue in the first chapter, and I was like, oh, this will be an easy read. So I was like, I'll just read it. It's fine. Cleaning kitten kennels took the entire first sprint because they insisted on helping. I'm finishing up a print short story collection and choosing my next arc in the next sprint. Wonderful. Hello, ML. Hi, I'm here. I'm queer. I'm excited to join and ready to misbehave and cause chaos. We would expect nothing else. And you saying kidding is a lie. So, like, it's fine. Okay? Just got done teaching for the day. Honestly, ML, we expect nothing but chaos from you. So, Katie, you have a Bookstagram or Bookstaversary giveaway on your Instagram page. Happy belated Bookstaversary.
Thank you. Yeah, I do. 3 years ago, I started my whole online book life. So, woohoo.
I started mine in 2020, but you can't find any of the posts from that. Because I started it because of the magical readathon when he was still doing that.
Oh,
she started
doing it that they still branded that way.
Right, when it was branded the other way. And so I like
she had to rebrand like halfway through the year, right?
Uh-huh.
I said I think she had to rebrand like halfway through the year or so like the August didn't happen.
We ended up doing it all through 2020, and by 2021 she had rebranded. Like she had said that by 2021 she would rebrand, but that because we'd already started it for 2020 and she'd already put so much work into it because she like made books and everything for it that she wasn't going to rebrand until 2021. But I still have all the posts, but I archived them all, so you can't see them. Hello, Patricia. Picking up Redeeming 13 this evening. About 250 pages in. Have not read much this week at all. That's a mood. Reached 68% in Love Sequence by Daphne Lee. Just started Check and Mate and managed to get to 45 pages. Is this an Allie Hazelwood book?
It is. It's a YA one.
YA one. Yep.
Celeste, I hope you love it. I will not be reading that. Me and Allie Hazelwood, we're just not.
But see, I agree. I agree, Neva. Me and Allie Hazelwood are not besties, but I actually really like this one.
Yeah.
Listen. Katie, if you wanted me to read it, I would. But here's the thing, okay? Is that I got sucked into the FOMO of reading Bride and then I DNF'd it.
Ma'am, I know. I got an arc of Bride. And
I cannot believe that book even exists. I mean, kudos to those that love it because I do have friends. Like my friend Summer really liked it. A few other people that I know really liked it. And that's wonderful. But if you know, you know. And if you can't tell the difference between a spatula and a ladle, I'm going to need you to go sit down. Please.
And the words are not the same word in German either. So
I need you to go over there and just stay out of the kitchen forever.
Well, Neva, here's an important question. Do you like chess?
Yeah.
Then I think you'd like the book.
For you, Katie, I'll read this book.
I mean, and ironically, I hope you love it. And then I'll just sit here and go, you're welcome.
In fact, I will go find it on Libby right now because I'm sure there's going to be a hold for this book.
I was going to say, that's a lot of pressure. Listen. I have not been doing the best with my recommendation videos lately. So,
here we go. Oh, actually, I lied to you. There is no hold. I can borrow both the audio and the ebook. Does anyone know how good the audiobook is?
I don't know. I did the ebook.
No idea.
I think we're just
who's the narrators for the audiobook?
Oh, this is described as being clever and swoon-worthy. Okay. The narrator is Carissa Vacker.
Oh.
Never heard of her.
Yeah, I don't know her.
She apparently has done. I have no idea who Emily Giffen is. These all. She's done some stuff for thrillers. It looks like some thrillers, a cozy mystery, and some. Oh, she did the narration for Sharkheart.
I haven't done that one yet, but I will.
I haven't done that one yet either. But I don't know any of these. She also did the audio for What Lies in the Woods by Kate Alice Marshall.
Well, I like that one. So
And oh, actually, this is probably good because she also did the narration for All the Dangerous Things by Stacey Willingham. And I know that's and for When in Rome by Sarah Adams. Apparently, she also did All Good People Here. I now judge her. No, I don't. I don't judge her. I hated that book. Also, you hated that book too?
Oh, I hated it so much.
You know she's publishing another book.
I do. My husband told me, and I was like, God, why?
Here's the thing.
No offense to her, but
here's the thing. I only know because yesterday I went to go look. Because I don't love to support her because of plagiarism. But their shop, like their Crime Junkie shop, has the best sweatpants. And I wanted to see if their merch shop was open because I don't know where they get their sweatpants from, but they're literally the best sweatpants of life. And they're like the jogger style that are like tight at the ankle. Yeah, for a little bit. Go put that stuff up. You can go for a little bit, yeah. And no, go put it up in the room. Thank you.
I can't put this in the room. It's yours.
Okay, go put it on my bed. Thank you. And yeah, so I looked and it was like a new book from best-selling author. And I was like, oh my God.
Best-selling according to who?
Not me. Listen, I was so stoked too because I got an arc of it. I got an arc of it the week before it was supposed to be published. And I was so excited because, like, yes, she had done the plagiarism thing with the podcast, but I was like, you know what? Even though she didn't really acknowledge it, it's okay. I just like canceled my subscription to her Patreon and I just moved forward with listening to like the free version of the podcast. And I was okay with it and everything. I got an arc. I read it on 24-hour sprints and I was so mad that I DNF'd it at like 30%, flipped to the end because I was like, well, maybe it gets better. Flipped to the end. I read the last 2 chapters and I think like the epilogue. And I was so pissed off that I came back on screen and I was crying. And Crystal was on with me. It was like in the middle of the night. And she's like, are you okay? And I was like, I am so mad at this book. And I had pre-ordered the book. I canceled my pre-order.
Did you get him talkies yet?
No. Because I was like, I do not want this book anywhere near my house. In the store, I'm like, this book is terrible.
Oh my God, that's funny.
I feel like
bought the audio. I bought it. She got my money. I know. We did it because my husband has always listened to her podcast. And so I was like, oh, I really want to listen to the book. Like, yeah, absolutely. And then he'd listen to it. So I'm like, a win-win-win, right? Like our own little mini book club. And then I finished it and I was like, yeah, best of luck. You finish it and then we'll talk. And I was like,
it was not good. Like, here's the thing. If you're going, I understand that it's a thriller and a lot of thrillers use real cases to base their thrillers off of. But when it is a legitimate ripoff that you just twisted a little bit by like adding characters and then making the end have an actual conclusion instead of being kind of the mystery that this specific case was for so long. I'm not gonna tell you what the case is because it'll ruin the book. That just makes me mad because like you're just lazy, bro.
To be fair, I don't even feel like it's a spoiler at this point about what the case is because she's so obsessed with it, to be honest.
She might have left because she asked if she could go to Luke's. So if she left, I just set them somewhere and she can have them when she gets back. Hello, Squishy. I'm doing meal prep for 3 meals. I'm tired. Yes, I feel you. Hello, Tia. I guess if you just send them, then I'll make sure she gets them when she gets home. Close to finishing Hidden Scars by Andy Jackson. Sure.
Yeah, just take these and we'll get ours.
Okay. Sorry, my dad's giving me Skittles. I love Check and Mate. Allie Hazelwood in general is my favorite thing, but that one was so well done. Yeah, here's the thing. So I read The Love Hypothesis in 2021. Did not like it. I gave it 3 stars. And this was back when I wasn't giving 1 and 2 stars. I don't know what I'd actually have given it if I was giving 1 and 2 stars, but I gave it 3 stars. I didn't like it at all. I was like, this is not good. Then I read, I'm sorry. And then I read one of her short stories. I don't remember which one it was at this time. It was.
Were they roommates? Was it the cold one, or was it
the roommate one? It was a roommate one where she's like bequeathed a house and like the nephew is still living there. It's that one. And I was like, nope, me and Allie Hazelwood, we're just not gonna jive. Actually, I saw a memory for it yesterday on Facebook because I read it for Rom-Comathon, the first year that Rom-Comathon was a thing. And I really tried. I gave it 3 stars and I was like, this isn't great. And then I just decided not to read Allie Hazelwood anymore until I picked up Bride. And then I was like, I don't even know what this is that I read. So such an interesting deconstruction of parentification and constantly taking care of others. What?
The book, Check and Mate.
Oh, I was so confused. I was like, where are we going here? I got you. Oh, well, I borrowed the ebook. And if I decide that I really want the audio, then I will also, well, I'm just going to borrow both. I borrowed the audiobook and the ebook. Okay. So we'll see how I feel about what I want to do. And I'll pray that I give this book at least 4 stars. Although now with my rating system, a 3-star is good. Like I enjoyed it. If it's a 3-star, it just wasn't like, I'm just not going to think about it again. You know what I mean? Because I feel like if I had been doing 1 and 2 stars, I would have given The Love Hypothesis a lower rating at the time that I read it. I've contemplated rereading it to see if maybe it is actually a true 3-star where I just don't care necessarily, but like it was fine, you know? I just feel like it could be.
Not the 5-star type of fine, just it was fine.
It was just fine, you know? Not like fine, like, oh yeah, the book was fine, 5 stars. But like, yeah, it's fine. Yeah.
It's a book, it exists.
Such an oh, I already read this. Bride is like a bigger budget KU shifter novel. It really is. What's up, Ari?
They're playing at Sophie and Wyatt.
That's fine. That's fine.
What they should be.
They're the best.
Okay, go to Sophie. Okay, goodbye. I loved Bride, but I'm
Before you go,
90% certain I skipped what you're talking about. Well, it was stupid and I couldn't deal with it. Do you want some Skittles before you go?
Sure.
Check and Mate has been the only book I've liked from her.
Yeah.
I mean, this gives me a little bit of hope. Listened to it and really enjoyed it. Okay. I read Bride and thought it was okay, but I definitely feel like I have read better romances. Here's the thing. Bride felt like Twilight fan fiction to me. And not like
fan fiction can be good. Okay, hold up.
Not good Twilight fan fiction. This felt like Twilight fan fiction where she just took like the elements and was like, let's just toss this all. I don't know. It just felt like a very like Brianna said it best, where it felt like it was her first book.
It was her first book, and then
waited to publish it until she was like a household name. Which I mean, that's fair. You do you.
You can do that. You just have to go back and rewrite that book better, so it fits with your current abilities.
You just had like
it's okay.
less.
That's
so
fine. That's fine. That's fine. I can contribute love and compassion as well as chaos. That's totally fair. I know. It's a book that is kind of steeped in fandom culture. Yeah, I judge no one that enjoyed Bride, just like I judge no one that enjoyed Fourth Wing. I just didn't. You know what I mean? I'm sorry.
I just feel like I'm not here taking a beating.
Here's the thing. I really tried with Fourth Wing too because I bought I pre-ordered the one with the pretty edges. And like I really tried with Fourth Wing. I even like waited until like the hype had died down because I was like, maybe I went into it the first time and I didn't enjoy it because the hype was so high that I was like expecting it to be like this mind-blowing book. Not. And then it was my first book of 2024 and I did give it 3 stars. It was not awful, but it was also not great.
Can I ask a dumb question though? Like what fantasy books like do you really enjoy? Like I want to know so that way I can like gauge like where I should be looking.
Okay, so fantasy books that I enjoy that have like translated into my adult life.
Yes, like books that you have read recently, yeah.
I still really enjoy like Aragon, like that series. I still really enjoyed that. I enjoyed Amari, the first book, because I haven't read the second one. I liked Legendborn, which those would both be fantasy. Like Akatar is good. Like I didn't really enjoy the first book as much. I think I gave it 3.5 or 4 stars. Feyre really annoyed me in the first books, but it's fine.
She's really annoying in the first books.
The second book though was 5 stars. Like I love it.
Margaret's face.
Oh. I
that
love,
second book.
Honestly, that second book was everything in life for me. It
wrecked me at 6 p.m. I still remember getting up to be like, I have to go to the library and get book 3, and I realized my library was closed.
I read it when it came out, so there was no book 3. So
I am enjoying Throne of Glass so far. I didn't really love Heir of Fire, I'll be honest. I felt like it was just a very
slow and long.
Yeah, it was very like I actually had to go back and watch a couple spoiler filled Heir of Fire vlogs because I'm not willing to reread Heir of Fire right now, but I need to move on to Queen of Shadows. And I just feel like I blanked out all of Heir of Fire. Like everything they talked about, I was like, I don't remember any of this happening. I just felt like it was such a long filler book.
Yeah. Could you imagine you being like, I have to reread Heir of Fire because I forgot everything? Yeah.
No, I just found spoiler vlogs. I was like,
it took me a long time to get through Heir of Fire, I feel like, to be honest. But to me, I didn't feel like things picked up heavily until the tandem read, to be honest.
Yeah.
What? Keep doing that.
Relax. Little Thieves. I read that last year in a group read.
That's really good.
Margaret, and we love Little Thieves. I do need to read the second book. Will you please stop pushing me?
I mean, you don't need to be in any hurry if you don't want to be, because the third book isn't out yet. And like, I'd love for you to suffer with me, but you don't have to.
That's kind of where I'm sitting, is that I want to read the second book right before the third book comes out so that maybe I can buddy read it with Margaret.
I might be planning a read along with another friend of ours, so that might be the perfect time to do it.
Yeah, I want to do that too.
Crescent City, the first book, I read that and I liked that book. It was good. I haven't moved on in the series because I want to finish Throne of Glass and finish Akatar first because I've been told to do that. So like I don't know if that's relevant, but hold on, Ari. Priory of the Orange Tree.
Thank you for getting me a thing of gum. Like a pack of gum.
You're welcome. I'll get you one later.
Why you get him Takis?
A Fate Inked in Blood I didn't finish in June, but the 30% of it that I've read, I have enjoyed it thus far.
You read that one?
I am gonna finish it. And then Powerless and Powerful, I'm currently doing a tandem read of that. And I mean, so far
they're okay.
Okay. I will say that so far I'm enjoying Powerful and Powerless more than I enjoyed Fourth Wing. But I think that with Fourth Wing, it was the writing for me, not necessarily the content.
Well, see, now I'm super curious because I think it was Bree, and I could be completely wrong, but I think Bree didn't necessarily love Fourth Wing, but then ended up liking Iron Flame more, right?
She did not like Fourth Wing, or not. Okay, so it's not like we don't like it or didn't like it, because like there were genuinely parts of it that I also enjoyed, but both of us found the writing to be very mid, and that can be something you can get over when you really like the characters and stuff and like the plot. And she felt that the issues that there were in the writing in the first book were fixed in the second book, but there was like whole other issue that she didn't like in the second book.
Yeah, that was my problem, is that I wasn't really connecting with characters, so I couldn't overlook the writing.
There was a lot of first time fantasy author stuff in that book that I think would, if she had a normal publishing schedule, they hadn't been trying to rush that book, could have been worked out. Because I remember listening to the first chapter and going, she's got a really interesting idea with these facts here that this character's reciting. The problem is it's like, it's basically a list rather than being like she could have used it to put little clues about things that were going to be happening later. And so as someone who has spent 20 years writing at this point, like I'm sitting here going, girl, let me edit your book. I can fix this.
And as a reader, I think as a reader, I understand even now the nostalgia that a lot of people felt for this book, coming from the generation that read The Hunger Games and Divergent and books like that. Like I understand
that in this household.
But you know what I'm saying? Like I understand the nostalgia around it, and I felt the nostalgic pieces of the books that she pulled elements from. Because to this day, I mean, Divergent. But Hunger Games is like one of my all-time favorite series. Like I'm gonna do a reread of Hunger Games at some point. I meant to do it before the new movie came out, and I just didn't get around to it. But I love the Hunger Games. So
because it's Hunger Games, man.
But yeah. So I don't even feel like I'm a super picky fantasy reader. I am a mood fantasy reader. Like I have to really be in the mood to read a fantasy. And I liked The Serpents and Wings of Night. I need to read the second book, but I actually own the first two books.
I honestly, if she hadn't have said some of the stuff that she said on October 7th, would have read the second book. But between that and like some of the stuff that I've seen from her military books, I was just like, I can't with her anymore.
So, are you talking about Fourth Wing?
Yeah. Rebecca Yarros, yeah.
To be fair, I didn't like Iron Flame at all.
Oh no! Yeah, I liked the first book.
I will. So the first book I enjoyed. It gave me.
That's the worst
I had with ACOTAR. The second book to me felt too rushed, and I kept feeling like there was like pacing issues. But like, here's the thing: will I probably pick up the third book just to see, like, just to give it like a one more shot? Sure, but
well,
I didn't like Fourth Wing enough to pick up the second book. I'm gonna be honest. Like I read the first book and I said, you know what? I'm glad that I read this because now I know how I feel about it. But I just didn't enjoy it enough to want to know what happened next.
Yeah. And you know what? That's great because there's so many books out there that like we don't need another series to just sit there and stare at us.
And like I put it on my spreadsheet and I put it as a DNF because I have all of the series that I've started this year.
Yeah.
What are you doing? Hold on. You're freaking out.
I will say I would have read the second book because
my assistant, my computer's assistant freaked out for a second.
Oh no.
I understand. She does that sometimes. But it was a thing it's on my series tracker, but it's DNF because I just was like, I didn't really feel, and there was such like mixed things about Iron Flame that I was like, I don't know that I even really want to put myself through it.
Yeah. She did one of my favorite tropes. So like that was a high selling point for me at the very end. But
yeah,
there are so many books out there that I'm like, I can focus on other stuff right now. It's fine.
Exactly. Hope everyone reading is going well. I mean, we've talked a lot, but It's fine. It's 24-hour sprints. Like if you here's the thing. If
To
y'all
be fair,
expect-
our first chatty bit was so short, we have to make up for it.
right.
you
And
know?
if y'all were
Compensating.
expecting this to be 24 hours of reading and productivity,
You're new here.
Are.
in a few hours it's going to be complete chaos. Like
They're cute.
Paige and Amy will be here at 10 p.m. and I just expect it to be chaos because that's who Paige is as a person. I don't know Amy quite well enough to know. She might be like the temper, the thing that tempers Paige, but I don't know. But Paige is chaos, and so it just is what it is. You know what I mean?
We're supposed to know what Paige is doing in October. Anyways.
I'm going to be finishing up Don't Call Me Daddy by J.R. Anthony. Wonderful. ML does not know what they're reading. Surprisingly, PFN. Pause for now. This Ravenous Fate.
Mm-hmm.
I'm surprised by this, ML, because I thought we were enjoying it. I had to get my son to his appointment, went back and rewatched the chat a bit. Love that Ari called me Stina. It is what Ari nieces and nephews call me too. Yeah. Ari, here's the thing. Ari has nicknames for everyone, I think, that has a long name. So like Katie is Katie, Brittany is Brittany, Rainy is Rainy, Kelsey is Kelsey. Margaret for the longest time was Marguerite, and I could not get her to.
How did she make it longer?
And I was like, how? Why are you calling? And I was like, who are you talking about? And she was like, Marguerite. And I was like, I don't know. And then I realized that it was Margaret. She calls Meredith Merida because on camera Meredith's hair looks red, even though apparently it's blonde. And so she told me one day, she said she looks like Merida from Brave. And so she always called her Merida. Also, I think the accent helped. So she, like, and I can't get her to switch it because I'll be like, you mean Meredith? And she's like, no, Merida. So I just call Meredith Princess Merida now. And she said it's the best name she's ever had. So. But Ari does just be giving people nicknames sometimes. I don't know why.
Right. To be honest.
Everyone's saying hello. Well, we have so many people in here. Jean finished work and think she's gonna take a nap. I hope you have a wonderful nap. Currently at 21% of October's Ocean. We have very different tastes in books, Neva, which is fine. That's why there's a variety of books. Exactly. Here's the thing. I am also a smut reader. And I think that people assume that I don't read. Actually, I know that people assume that I don't read anything but smut because this is an assumption that people have made when I've talked about other books. And they've been like, oh, I thought all you read was like dark romance spice. And I was like, listen, that's most of my personality. You are correct. But I read a variety of books. I just think that when I was trying to find like where I fit in on BookTube, I talked a lot about the spicy books because that's where I felt like I fit in on BookTube. And I was following romance readers that read very fluffy, lovey romance. And I was having a hard time finding people that read dark romance on YouTube. I was finding them on Instagram, but in the YouTube space, I was having trouble. And when I started talking about spicy romance, my algorithm started giving me other channels that fit my channel. And then I found the people that were like me. And then I started talking about other things.
Yeah.
But then people hear me talk about like Butcher and Blackbird, which is like dark romance, horror, comedy, weird mashup of a book. And they're like, oh, so all you read is dark romance. And I'm like, but no. I just have a lot to say about dark romance. That's all. Bride is by Allie Hazelwood. It is a vampire book. The vampire.
It's an Omegaverse book.
What is it?
You know what Omegaverse is. If you don't,
it's an Omegaverse, yeah.
Approach with caution. It is not for everyone.
I think the main female character is a female. I mean, a female. What? The main female character is a vampire, and the male main character is a werewolf, I believe.
Yes.
Katie's nodding her head. Obviously, the main female character is also a female. I don't know why that came out of my mouth.
Hey, listen, at least you're using the correct
yes, we
adjective.
have-
So
I have heard of Sherry Lapina. Yeah, I think she's pretty well known. I will grant you in fourth wing that Violet felt a little bit inconsistent. I still felt swept up in the world, and I liked her well enough, but I would like to see some more characterization. Yeah, I just couldn't connect with the characters. I was trying. Here's the thing: Fourth Wing has wonderful quotes.
yeah,
I will give Fourth Wing that. It has very wonderful quotes that are very quotable that I enjoy. That's all that I enjoyed. I mean, the ending was good. And like Xaden is, for all intents and purposes, a great book boyfriend. You know what I'm saying? I just didn't care really about any of the other characters. And that
what else do you need to care about though? You just need to care about the two people that are going to have all the sexual tension in the book, and nothing else matters. As long as they make it out okay, everything's fine.
But the problem was I didn't care about Violet. That was my issue. Was like I cared about like Xaden was cool, but like I didn't care about Violet. And I cared about the dragons, but I felt like I also should care about Violet, and I just didn't.
I should. Like I said, she had some really good ideas. And I think that if they hadn't have had the publishing schedule that they had, we'd have had not a very different book, but the conversation around it would be very different.
Yeah.
They did a lot of like marketing gimmicks to create false scarcity with the like the sprayed edges and all of that. They specifically did a very small print run for those.
Yeah.
So
hi, Coda. Coda is popping in to hit the like and lurk. Hello, Brooklyn. We'll see Brooklyn later tonight, middle of the morning, middle of the night. This Revenant Fate had weird pacing for me, and I hadn't connected with the characters. I couldn't tell what was rising action, what was just basic plot. Weird, but could just never mind now. I'll try again. Yeah.
Sometimes it's just not the right time for a specific book, especially if it's like a pacing issue, because that can be so subjective to where you are and what you need in that moment.
Yeah, Squishy, I also read a lot of dark romance. Here's the thing. I read a lot of my dark romance on Kindle Unlimited. So if people are asking me specifically about, and a lot of people ask me specifically about books I read on Kindle Unlimited. And most of my dark romance and spicy romance is read on Kindle Unlimited because I don't necessarily want to buy it. Now, I do buy like my favorite ones. So like I bought The Sinner by Chantal Tessier. We're there.
Mm-hmm.
I finally got my hands. We're not going to talk about the fact that that book cost me $27. Maybe I'm going to throw up. But I got it. I got the book. Okay, I got it, and I own it, and it's wonderful. And when I have tall bookshelves and I can do a dark romance shelf, it will be facing out because I love the cover. And then I also bought the first Harley LaRue book in the like Souls trilogy or whatever it's called, Her Soul to Take, but I can read that on Kindle Unlimited. And if I hate it, then I just won't buy the other ones.
That's the problem, isn't it? You want to get the sequels as they come out, but you haven't read the first book.
But I like the covers. Here's what gets me with the Harley LaRue books is I like the covers of the Souls trilogy. And my Walmart only had the first one and the third one. So I bought the first one at Barnes & Noble because I was already there. So I bought that one. I bought One Cursed Rose, and I bought The Sinner all at Barnes & Noble. And then I went to Walmart, and they only had the first and the third. And I was like, where is the second book? Like, how do y'all do this to me? I was like, clearly you don't want me to buy these books, which, like, fair, I guess. Like, you're trying to save me money. Because I'm not about to buy the third one without the second one. That would be crazy. I mean, I could, but I'm not going to.
So they're just trying to spare you there. They're thinking about your wallet, I guess.
Hello, reading a manga, which I can I contribute points.
Middle grade.
Oh, middle grade. What did I say? Manga?
Yep.
Who?
I believe it's manga. It's middle grade.
I don't know what my brain is even on today. The Warrior Princess of Penny Royal Academy. Halfway through it. Wonderful. Everyone's saying hello in the comments. My favorite book genre is probably dark romance. Like, if you said, like, I could only pick one book genre to read for the rest of my life.
I'm picking fantasy.
it would be, well, maybe not dark romance. I think I would pick romance as a whole.
Yeah.
Because romance has so many subgenres to it that I would always have something else I could pick. Because like romance, like you can have a subgenre that you can have romance that has fantasy in it. You can have romance that's dark. You can have romance that's fluffy. You can have
romance.
Right. It's sports romance, spicy romance, closed door romance. I think I would pick romance because then I could read a little bit of every genre and also have romance.
That's my exact reasoning for why I would pick fantasy, because there is literally a fantasy version of every genre. And if you really want to get technical about it, picking fantasy also gets me sci-fi because it's a subgenre of fantasy.
What about you, Katie?
So if I had to choose one, it would be romance, but I typically read majority of 3, which is romance, fantasy, and thrillers. I like to mix it up, but I primarily would say I read romance, to be honest.
I'm primarily fantasy and sci-fi more now.
Yeah, I'm gonna say
I didn't
Katie,
used to be, but
I read a lot of fantasy, romance, and thrillers. Those are probably like my top. According to my spreadsheet, those are my top genres. Romance has definitely always been like the top because of all the dark romance that I read.
Yeah,
but fantasy and thrillers are close behind because I use thrillers when I just need something quick and predictable, and that I know the formula will work by the end.
Now you have me curious.
About what?
What my top 3 genres would be or are. Okay, so apparently my top 3 are fantasy, romance, and sci-fi.
See? We all love BookTube, Courtney. BookTube is a great place. Oh yeah, steampunk books are fun. Yeah. I think Squishy is talking about The Sinner and Her Soul to Take. Yeah. Here's the thing. I've bought a lot of books this year. Like the last time I went to Walmart, I got There Is No Devil and There Are No Saints, There Is No Devil. That duology by Sophie Lark.
Yeah.
Which those books are way thinner than I thought. I don't know why I thought those books were chunky books, but they're not. Like they're very thin. And then I got Hooked and Crossed because those are my 2 favorite Emily McIntyre books in that series. Now my Walmart has the entire series that's published, but those are the 2 that are my favorite ones. I bought all of the Dreamland Billionaire series because I still need to read Final Offer, and I feel like if I have them all on my shelf, it will encourage me to read them. Like it'll encourage me to finish the series because I have read the first 2. I have The Cruel Prince, but I haven't read it.
Read it. It's so good. So here's the thing. I'm not someone you would think would usually like a bully romance. But I love that series.
See, this
like I'm like if it was written in like there are so many small things that like it was written even a little bit differently, I would have been like, no, this is absolutely wrong. This shouldn't be happening. And yet, I don't know what Hollywood could have done.
I got Cruel Prince on Indie Bookstore Day. Yeah. It was one of the books that I bought on Indie Bookstore Day, along with the Third Crescent City, like the indie version of it. They got like a special cover or whatever. And I was like, maybe I should try to read this because like I feel like it's the only Holly Black I've ever tried to read was that other one, Book of Night.
Yeah, which I think is very different from her usual stuff.
But a lot of people were like, if you really want to try Holly Black, read Cruel Prince. So I was like, okay.
It's so good. I love it. So.
Hello, Jess. Top 3 are fantasy, romance, and cozy crime. Yes, wonderful. And Glenda's top 3 are YA nonfiction and historical fiction.
Nice. I love me some historical fiction.
Oh, okay. We could do. Do we want to do another hour? That would take us to 5:30. Because Nicole will be here at 6. Do we want to do
Another. Yeah, that's fine with me.
That? Is that
Sorry,
good
my
with
brain
you?
didn't work correctly there for a minute. That's just.
It'll take us to 5:21, whatever. 6:21 for you, Margaret. Yeah.
That was the glitch. There was like it's. Oh wait.
What level of bullying is it for Cruel Prince?
So basically, it is. Okay, hold on, because this requires a little bit of context. It's a novel that has fairies in it, and she lives in the land of fairy, which means that they're the typical kind of cruelty that you expect with a lot of fairy tales, and like especially the fairy stories, is throughout the entire society there. So it's just really normal for people to be really mean to each other and for people to exploit the power imbalances. And so what Cruel Prince really is about 2 teens who are very hurt by the system that they are in. And technically he does have like a position of power over her. But like as you go through it, you find out that they're very much like they're kind of equals in most senses. And she does do a lot to equalize that. So it's 2 people who are very hurt by the system, like coming together. And it has one of the best from a male character's point of view, or from a male character standpoint, realizations and immediately reparation of harm or attempt at reparation that I've ever seen in a book. Because he does a complete 180 when he finally gets like why she is the way she is versus why he is the way he is. So you have to wait 3 books for that, but it is. I still talk about it. It's so worth it.
And I think the last time I checked, I know I have the first one downloaded on Kindle Unlimited, but the last time I checked, this series was on Kindle Unlimited.
Yeah, they're just both really mean to each other and bullying each other the entire time.
When I saw that it was on, oh my god, my computer.
It's just
relax.
It's so good.
Anyway, I downloaded it like as soon as I saw that it was on Kindle Unlimited because KU be adding and taking stuff off like
and taking stuff away so fast.
Their job. And once you get it downloaded on Kindle Unlimited, as long as you don't return it, it will live there for eternity. That's how I read most of Colleen Hoover. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. Just downloaded it and just left it on the Kindle. I just didn't swap it out. Okay, so we're gonna do another hour sprint, and then we're gonna come back and we'll talk, and then we'll go over to Nicole's channel. If you need the playlist, it is on my community tab. It'll disappear after 24 hours, like it'll forever live in my playlist, but it's there.
Yeah.
That you will have to refresh. Like you'll have to click it to refresh this video in order for it to take you to the next one. But if you use the playlist, it will jump you to each live stream as they go live. So you won't actually have to do anything. Not all of us can teleport because we're not all at 1,000 subscribers. So you should go also subscribe so we can get to 1,000 subscribers. So that we can teleport you. You know what I mean? Because it's fun. So
it is very fun.
Okay, I completely lost the plot. Okay, an hour.
We were starting an hour sprint.
Yes, we will see everyone in 1 hour. Hello. Sorry, I heard somebody coming through my front door, and I didn't know who it was.
Like, am I being robbed?
Right. So, how did you do, Margaret?
We're at 34 minutes out of 48. So we've at least got it past the hour mark. I'm hoping I can get it to I'm hoping I can cut 3 more minutes from it. We'll see, because again, I've only got 14 minutes to cut. And a lot of that is actual stuff about my experience at the conference, which is kind of important. So I also feel like I need a nap.
That's fair.
But that might just be the massive amount of sugar I just ingested 30 minutes ago.
Well, I am at 25% through this book. So I have just under 3 hours left. I had 3.5 hours when we started. But I had mom and stuff. But I will finish this tonight, I think.
Nice.
And then I'll be able to move on to something else. I mean, it's fine. It's like I said, it's probably not gonna get a super high rating. It'll probably get at least a 3.5. It's really gonna depend on how the ending wraps up for me.
Yeah.
That's usually how I feel with thrillers. Yeah. Usually how I feel with thrillers is it really depends on how it ends. Yeah. If the ending is stupid, then it's gonna get a lower rating. Hello to Jen. She joined us during that. And then there was a whole conversation that was had, and I saw it, but we're just gonna skip it. I'm not gonna read all the comments.
All of the comments.
Yeah. Hello, Sarah. Today was a doozy. You're going to be ordering my comfort food, tacos, chips, and all the dips, and hopefully finishing the final stripe tonight. Ryan is bringing pizza and wings. I did not want pizza, but I did want wings. So he was like, just look on Pizza Hut, because Ari won't eat wings. They both wanted pizza. He can eat a whole medium pizza by himself. And I was like, cool. I don't want pizza. And he was like, I know you don't want pizza. Just find out. Blah, blah. So he's supposed to be bringing that here soon.
Nice.
Because I was like, what are we having for dinner? And he was like, I don't know. And I was like, well, I have beans and rice here. And he was like, do you want beans and rice? And I was like, no.
No, not really.
I just said that it's here to cook. Doesn't mean that I wanted to eat it. I mean, I will eat it if it's all that's here. That's my only option. But hello, Sherry. Good evening. Hello, Cherie. Thank God it's Friday. Amen. Why important in reading Highway 725 on Kindle Unlimited and getting some much needed relaxation. We love to see it. Courtney left to go get things done. We might see her later. Who knows? People come and go from these also. There's no obligation to stay up for 24 hours. At this point, even I don't usually stay up for 24 hours. I did take a nap this afternoon or this morning, I guess. I took a nap from 11:30 to 12:30, and then I kept laying down until I had to get on sprints at 2. So I may or may not go sleep at some point during these, but really the only person that ever attempts to try to stay up for 24 hours on purpose is me. And even I don't usually make it because I have other people. I mean, Margaret has done it.
Why you said on purpose?
Well, Margaret
I wouldn't mean to do it.
She wasn't planning on pulling it out all night.
Yeah, no. I just was like, I'm not sleeping till this vlog is done.
And then it just happened to take her all night. Then
it happened to take me all night. And I was like, if I try to sleep now, I'm not waking up in time for my sprints because they're at 8 a.m.
So she just stayed awake.
Nicole was so concerned. It was very funny.
I mean, by the end, me and Margaret were loopy McLooperson, so it's fine. Sherry is going to study for her math exam, then read Killers of the Flower Moon and Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows. Wonderful. Everyone's saying hello to each other in the comments. Jen read around 30 pages. I honestly have no idea how many pages I'm reading. I know I'm reading a couple of chapters at a time, but the chapters are not long, and it's very popcorn. It's very you read the chapter and then you want to move to the next chapter because there's there's something that happens at the end of each chapter.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. That's how I get you.
No problem, Courtney.
You're
We are
welcome.
always here to help. Got to 37% in the do's and donuts of love. That is such a cute title. Picked up my prescription and finished volume 14 of My Hero Academia. Wonderful.
Oh God. That's so
Good
annoying.
morning, Saluna. It's going to be a long one here as this one of my nurses is incompetent and has a terrible bedside manner. We hate that for you.
Just
Yeah.
hang
Honestly,
on till that shift change.
I'm always so nice to all of the doctors and nurses that like take care of me, like when I have to go to the hospital for chronic pain. But it's always like you always have that one nurse on shift who's an asshole, like for no reason. Like if you hate your job so much, why are you even here? Like you had to go to school for this. This is not like Taco Bell where you just like fill out an application and they hired you. Like you had to actually put in effort to do
And,
this
like,
profession.
I can get that sometimes they have really bad days, but if it's a consistent thing, nah.
And the thing
And, like,
is
at least do your job well.
And if they're known around the hospital for being that way, I don't have time for you. I don't have time for
Why
you.
do they? And I will be honest, you hear that? And you honestly, I mean, like nurses are bad. You hear that a lot more about doctors than nurses.
Yeah, I remember the last time that I had an extended stay where I didn't give birth in a hospital. It was when I was pregnant with Ari because I was severely anemic, and I also couldn't keep enough iron in my body to sustain her. So basically what was happening is she was perfectly fine, but she was draining me of all my iron.
Eating all of your iron.
So I passed out at my job and I had done my caffeine in the morning because like the doctor had told me like you're gonna need that like extra jolt. He was like, I don't want you drinking like an excessive amount of caffeine, but have like a cup of coffee with your breakfast in the morning. So what I would do is I worked in a bookstore in a Tanger outlet mall. This is when we lived in Florida. And they had just built the Tanger outlet mall. That bookstore doesn't exist anymore. But we had just built the Tanger outlet mall in Daytona Beach. And I worked in it was like a half-priced style bookstore that was in there. And I worked there. And down the hall and around the corner, if you can call it a hall, because technically the Tanger outlet in Daytona, it's open hallways. So like everything's open except obviously like inside the stores have 4 walls, but everything else is like open. So down the hallway and around the corner was a Dunkin' Donuts. So I would go to Dunkin' Donuts every morning and I would get a bagel with cream cheese, a small hot coffee or iced coffee.
And you would get me a tea and a donut.
No, you weren't born yet. This is when I was pregnant with you. Go do what I asked you to do, please, because Rise bring the food. And then I would get the snack and bacon when they had that. I don't know if they still have it, but they had the snack and bacon, right? So I would get a little pack of that. And I would eat that. Well, I had eaten all of that, and I was checking out customers, and I fainted while I was checking out customers. And I could feel myself like about to faint. So I grabbed the underside of the desk so I wouldn't fall all the way, and someone called 911. They checked my vitals. They were like, oh, you seem fine. They were like, but we're going to take you to the hospital because you're pregnant. And I was like, cool. Yep. And they checked my iron, and your iron is supposed to be between 7 and 8. That's like a normal decent spot for your iron to be. Mine was at a 4.
Whoops.
And he was like, you're going to have to cook everything that you eat in a cast iron skillet. He's like, you're not going to have any choice. Like I had to for the rest of the pregnancy. And I remember every nurse was really nice, except there was one nurse that would come in on the night shift. And she was just a gremlin, dude. Like it got to the point where I was like, listen, I don't mean to be like rude. This was like before we were calling everybody Karens, you know what I mean? But I was like, I don't mean to be like rude, but I can't have her in here because she was literally giving me anxiety. Like she was spiking my blood pressure every time she came into the room because I knew she was going to be an ass. And I just I can't stand it. Like if I'm being rude to you, fine. But I'm never rude to like people that have to keep me alive. You know what I mean?
I know exactly what you mean. Yeah.
Yeah, thrillers. So for me, here's the thing. If I can figure out a thriller, you're going to get a lower rating. Even if I don't figure it out, but the ending feels stupid to me, I'm gonna give it a low rating. Now, if I read a thriller and I'm like, oh, at the end, like I had no idea what was happening, cool. And I don't try to figure out
What's
thrillers.
that like? Because I just go into thrillers and mysteries at the beginning going, I'm going to figure out what's happening.
Well, I think the thing is that I don't have, that's not how I read thrillers.
Yeah.
I don't read thrillers to figure them out. I read thrillers to be thrilled. So I want you as the author to take me on a journey.
See, none of those are anathema to me to like figure it. Like, I want to know how you get me there. But like, I am always like, I want to put the pieces together and then I want to be right. That's me.
Oh, hey. Hey, Ryan.
Thank you.
Hey, Ryan.
Love you.
So,
Did they do it right this time?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, last time I remember they gave her a cheese pizza.
rude.
Careful.
Say thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you, babe.
You're welcome.
Love you.
Look at me.
Okay, go eat.
You open my
Go set that down first, and then
water.
you can bring it to me and
My
I'll.
water's lemonade.
That's
Water
lemonade.
with lemons in it.
Bring it here and I'll open it while you say water.
But yeah, I don't go into thrillers trying to figure them out. I want the author to take me on a journey and then
Yeah.
blow my mind at the end. Babe, do you want me to open that?
Do I got it?
Well, I don't want you to drop pizza.
Do I got it?
Sure.
Never underestimate your dad power.
Listen, I don't underestimate your dad power, but here's what is gonna be sad is you're gonna be mad if you drop that on the floor. And then I'm gonna cry for you. Got to page 343. Wonderful. Good morning, Nicole. Also, Margaret, the linkity link for Nicole's. I don't know if you're coming to Nicole's, but is in the Discord.
Okay. I was gonna check.
Go drink your coffee. You still have 20 minutes. So like I'm going to go, Nicole, up until there's like 5. Oh, she doesn't want that. Until there's like 5-ish minutes, and then we'll transition over because that gives you time to do the things that you need to do. I try to make it as close as possible. So ew, why is it greasy? Was it sitting on the pizza?
Why?
Greasy. Do you want to sit down, baby? Are you sure? You can sit there or there. Okay, if you don't want to sit, that's fine. Okay.
Giving you anxiety with that pizza.
I think it's my anxiety of like, I feel like you should be comfortable when you eat. Are you comfortable?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, as long as you're comfortable. Okay.
Yeah.
Jess needs to find dinner foods and I don't want to. That's a mood.
A moon. I think we're doing potato soup again tonight.
Yeah.
They have a lot of potatoes.
That's fair. I should get
And
Brady to
plenty
make
of
potatoes. He makes awesome potatoes. Good morning to Nicole. Everyone's saying good morning. Because you don't volunteer. If you want to cook something, you can. You don't ever volunteer to cook anything. So I just do my girlfriendly. I'm not gonna ask you to cook, babe. If it comes down to me having to ask you to cook, I'm just gonna do it. Because I feel like as the girlfriend, the mom, the future wife, whatever I am at this point, I feel like it's kind of my duty to cook. That's just the way that it is. So if you want to cook something, you have to speak up and say you want to cook.
If you ever need a break, you want to cook.
I mean, if you want to cook, just say, babe, I'll cook tonight. But I will tell you,
Dave, I'll cook tonight.
you put in so much effort, honestly. So proud. But I'm just saying, that's not something that inherently I'm gonna ask somebody else to do. I'm just gonna do it.
Okay.
So if you want to do it, you have to say, babe, I'm gonna cook. Anyway, Christina's on chapter 19 and started the 6th of 7 colors on the blanket. Wonderful. I'm gonna finish this book because, like I said, I only have like 3 hours left. I'm gonna finish this book, and then to reward myself, I I don't know if it's a reward because I feel like part of your world is gonna make me cry. But I'm gonna switch over to the audio book for part of your world so I can diamond paint for a little bit because I do want to do some diamond painting during these sprints. Where is your diamond painting? Did you take it home or did you leave it in there? But I do want to diamond paint some, and I also, whipping chats are not coming back until September. I just don't feel like I need to catch up on shows and stuff before I can really do like a full whipping chat. So I'm gonna come back in September. I'm coming back full swing in September. Okay, this kidney infection took me out. Patricia made it to page. Okay, I'll remember that if you ever get one. Made it to page 340 of Redeeming 6. Wonderful. You know what I need to finish? I need to finish Binding 13. I really do. I think I'm wondering if that should be a series, one of the series that I do at some point. I didn't put it on the poll that I ran the other day with like Magnolia Parks because I didn't think about it, but maybe that will be a series that I just like sit down and vlog.
Yeah.
Because they're all on Kindle Unlimited, so it's not like I can't read them for free. But at least I think it would encourage me to get through them because they are kind of rough to read. Like the subject matter is a little bit rough with like bullying and assault and all those fun things that we love. Flea biography, that sounds intriguing. I missed something, I think. I finished my arc of A Swarm of Butterflies last night, which had bugs, but no fleas. I think the last book that I read that had bugs in it was Fudge. It's by Grady Hendrix. It's the long one. Southern Book Club's Guide to Slaying
Vampires, or the one that's the haunted house?
Did the haunted house
that one has a relatively long How to Sell a Haunted House or something that has a relatively long.
Oh yeah, okay. So I guess it was How to Sell a Haunted House. I think I blocked out the bugs in that one because of the killer puppet. Like you know what I mean? Like the puppet took over for me, I think. But Southern Book Club's Guide, that was a rough one. Oof. Lord. Reading a biography written by Flea of the Red Hot Chili Peppers. Okay, I missed this somewhere. I don't know where I missed that. Okay. Babies are the original parasites, and then they have the nerve to come out so cute and pretend it's okay.
We're one of the only species, too, that they do that with. Like, a lot of the other species have more stuff set in to protect the mother. Bro. And, like, our babies literally try and take over our bodies.
And here's the thing, Ari only tried to steal all my iron. Everything else, like as far as like my health, was fine. It was just the iron that like I couldn't, like they had me on iron supplements. They had me cooking all my meat and stuff in a cast iron skillet. Like we were trying everything. And it got to the point where I had to have 2 blood transfusions because it was the only way to pump enough iron into me.
Into you.
She was perfectly fine and healthy.
Yeah, like I know I've heard about people like they lose their teeth because the baby's taking the calcium from their bones, and it's just like, wow.
I'm mostly lucky that all of my nurses have been great. There's only the odd ones that it just is difficult and makes everything seem like a chore to them, and who is unnecessarily rude. Like,
that's someone who's.
Did you just buzz? Yes, I did. I'm in pain and would like some pain pills, please. Yeah. Which, like, I just feel like
they're stuck in a job they don't want to do anymore, but they spent so much money in it that they're like, well, now I have to. That's really what it comes down to. Is there's not everyone in healthcare is overworked right now. You really have to love it. A lot of people went into it because it was a sure bet career, and so now they're underpaid, overworked, and unhappy a lot of the time. And they've sunk so much into it they don't want to change.
Right. Planning out my round 3 bonus books for PICKPONGATHON. Leaning audiobooks heavy so I can start planning next month's books for my 4 readathons.
Nice.
Day 26, I bet. Oof, Selena.
Yeah, no. I did 2 5-day stints as a kid, and that was enough for me. That I can't imagine.
No
doing
reading
longer.
yet today. That last sprint was a gym and shower sprint. So instead of doing a workout with my sister at 7, I ought to be free to read all weekend starting now. Putting the pieces together. When I read a mystery rather than thriller, I actually don't love a lot of mystery in my thrillers.
I'm just like that with every book. Is I go into it and immediately my brain wants to start figuring things out. Just because I like. Here's the thing: is it comes down to I like guessing things ahead of time and being the person that's like, hey, this, and this is gonna happen in the movie, and making everyone mad. I like being that person. Because I'm weird.
I feel like
I don't know why my brain's like this.
I think everyone goes into thrillers to read them differently. I think that's the cool thing about thrillers is like some people go into them to figure them out, and some people are like me, who I'm like, I don't want to figure them. Tell me.
I'm in them for like the suspense and like, because I can know what's gonna happen, and you can still utterly shock me in the way that you do it.
Yeah.
Like I was reading one of my best friends from Gainesville. She has a series that she wrote. And the second book, I figured out because I knew Dot. I figured out who the killer was like 5 pages in. Like the first scene we have him, I'm like, that's it. This is the murderer. I know it's him because he's being this. And I was like, I think I know who it is. And she's like, who do you think it is? And that she was like, how? So
I try. Yeah, my vitamin D was okay, but I mean, I also lived in Florida at the time, so I was like outside a lot. So like, vitamin D
Florida
was
gets you the vitamin D all you.
Because even if I didn't want to exercise, I would just go to the beach in Florida.
Yeah, I don't exercise every day, but I do make sure to get outside and go for a walk for like 20 minutes every day.
What?
I should do that.
Did you say something about extra fries?
No, we didn't say anything about fries, babe. What are you talking about? Hello, Nikki. Vitamin D and low iron. And I said that my vitamin D, I never had an issue with vitamin D when I was pregnant with kids, the 2 younger kids in Florida, because even if I didn't want to exercise, I would go to the beach. No, exercise. I would just hang out on the beach and get vitamin D that way. Hello, Nikki. Selena said that she loves it. Your diamond painting.
I haven't started yet.
He hasn't started, but he did order. Did you order 1 or 2, babe? He ordered 1 so he could try it out.
And it was a super cheap one. Just like cheap as I'm like.
I think it was like a Temu or something, but we'll get him to do it. It's fine. But he hasn't actually started it, but he does have it, and he will start it, I'm sure. Good morning to Nicole. We love Nicole. We're going to Nicole's channel next. So yeah, I just said that. We're going over to Nicole's channel next. I will be over there. Margaret, are you joining us?
I'm planning on it.
Okay. So we're gonna move over there here in like a few minutes. I'm gonna give her like 5 more minutes probably. But we're gonna move over there. I'm going to, as soon as I'm not running sprints, I will eat on camera. I just can't eat and talk.
Yeah, that is a little bit of an issue. It's a choking hazard. Do not recommend. It's against OSHA guidelines.
That too. So yeah, we're doing that. So if you want to follow the playlist so that it takes you to each live stream automatically, the playlist is linked in my community tab. That post will be up until tomorrow at around like 1:30 p.m. if 2:30 Eastern. If you don't want to do it that way, you can just go find Nicole's stream. But not all of us have enough subscribers yet to teleport. So that's why teleportation is not set up and why I do the playlist instead. So Nicole is going to read Secret Garden. Secret Garden is one of my favorite classics. I love Secret Garden. I should do a reread.
I haven't read that since I was a kid.
Yeah, Nicole also hasn't read it since the kids were little. I love Secret Garden.
My mom read it with us, I think.
I have read this, and I think this, Margaret, is this your answer? Was it you haven't yet?
Yes. Yeah, I haven't yet, but I would like to at some point.
I think, Margaret, that you would love this series.
It gives me strong Margaret vibes.
Like, I think that you would love it. Now, I didn't like the third book. I do own the third book because I bought the entire series altogether. I personally didn't like the third book, so I read it as a duology when I reread it. But I really loved the first two books. I thought that it was very well thought out, but I also really like Holly Jackson and her writing. So... And then Saluna says that she's read the first book and really loved it. Actually, listen to the audio. Yeah, the audios are really good. If you want like a full cast audio with the podcast, because like the first book has like interviews and stuff in it, and then the second book has a podcast element, and so they incorporate that into the audiobook, so it's a full cast.
Oh, that's cool.
Someone with a wrench can also drop.
Someone with a wrench can. Give me a second.
If you enjoy YA thrillers, it is very, I will say it's very YA. All of the characters all the main characters that you follow in the books are teenagers, like they're all in high school, and it's very obvious that they are in high school.
Yeah.
So if you like YA that's very YA, I think that you would enjoy it.
Yeah. It gives me like Charlotte Holmes Truly Devious vibes. Almost, if you've read those.
Yeah, I feel like if you liked Nancy Drew, then you would, or you liked Harriet the Spy, it gives me those kind of vibes.
Yeah.
So these are Nicole's sprints.
They are Nicole's
like this. I think I'm gonna end the stream here. That way we have time to transition over. You guys have time to get a drink and a snack and whatever else you need. So I'm gonna end the stream here. So we have about 5 minutes to move over to Nicole's stream. Thank you to Katie for hanging out. She had to leave before we ended, but we appreciate her. We love her over here. And thanks, Margaret, for hanging out.
Welcome.
24 hours words. I feel like you're just a staple of 24 hours for this point.
I'm here the entire time. Every time.
I'm gonna be honest, the day that Margaret is like, I'm sorry, 24 hour sprints is a conflict for me, I might cry. I'm gonna be honest.
I've had to do that though. There have been a couple of times where I'm like, hey, the weekend that works for everyone else doesn't work for me, but that's fine.
Yeah, that's why I've tried to be consistent with having it one of the last 2 weekends of every month.
Yeah.
Because usually if one doesn't work, the other does. Now, for next month, it's a little bit more boxed in because of the Mystic Readathon. So I had to incorporate, I had to talk to Nell, but I do have the weekend for that already.
Yeah.
So, Christina loves Secret Garden. Favorite version of the movie was the 1985 version with Colin Firth, played the young Colin Craven.
Wait a minute. The 1995 version had Colin Firth in it?
1985.
I think that's the one I watched as a kid.
I think the 1985 version is the one that I've watched too.
Because it's... Okay, no, the 2020 one had Colin Firth in it. The 1987 one.
He's saying that it's an 80s movie that had Colin Firth as Colin Craven, so he was playing a younger character in 85.
Let's see. Oh, it has him as the adult. Okay, that makes sense.
So my guess is in 2020 he was cast as an adult, not as a.
In 2020, it looks like he is playing a completely different character. That is wild.
Which would make sense, honestly.
That's funny.
It's kind of like what they did with Les Miserables. They cast a whole bunch of people that were in the like original musical for the movie. So like the man that originally played Jean Valjean played somebody else in the movie version. You know what I mean? And then like the chick that played Eponine in the original Broadway production played one of the prostitutes.
Yeah. They also, I believe Samantha Barks played Eponine on stage first as well. Like in one of the more recent before. Like I think that's how she got the part.
Yeah. You're welcome. Yes, at the end he was calling all grown up. Yep.
Yeah.
And then you're welcome.
Yeah, and then he was dad in 2020.
He was the older Craven calling Stefan. 1980.
I have no memory of this. This is wild.
Okay, we're gonna go.
Yeah, we should
Go
probably.
over to Nicole, and we'll see you over there. Let me not hit leave studio. Let me hit end stream. Okay, friends. Goodbye.